I said I was going to do something, I usually got it done. And I kind of built up this attitude that, you know, things were possible if you're willing to execute on it, no matter what it took. That means long hours, pulling all-nighters, getting people to buy in, to pull all-nighters, to get things done. And that was my mentality. As I'm launching Benjamin's Desk, right before I launched Benjamin's Desk with my co-founder, my brother, and my sister-in-law, I was with an ed tech company. And one of the challenges we had, we wanted to create a kids technology gym. I was like, oh, this is cool, right up my alley, man. Let's skill kids up to be the next Mark Zuckerberg. Who wouldn't want to be that? Let's get these kids up. And one of the jobs that I had as being a founding team member of a venture-backed company was we had to find space. And guess what? We don't have a budget for it, can't afford it, but we need a prime location where kids can come and we can begin to pilot and test. I said, I'll take on that. I'll find space. I'm a real estate guy. I've owned real estate since I was 24. I'll find a commercial broker that might buy into our story. They'll get that we're venture backed and we're going to do something great and be the next great Philadelphia company. So I did it. Found a great retail spot at Chesterbrook in the suburbs, prime location. And my founder was like, awesome, great job, Ant. Now the next thing we need to do, we need to transition this space to actually look like a kids technology gym. I said, okay, where are our resources? What do we got to work with? How much money can we spend? Cool, we'll get it done in a week. Get it done 5-6 days, we're rolling up. We got a kids technology gym. Looks like a spaceship landed inside of a retail space. Pretty phenomenal. And we wound up testing and going. And so as that startup came and we wound up not picking up more money and the visionary founder changed directions, and as I was transitioning to come on full-time for Benjamin's Desk, I had that mentality. I was like, man, I feel good about executing. I feel good about motivating my team to execute because I know how important it is. And I feel when you have timing on your side, you can control some variables that sometimes are out of your control. And so as we launched 1701 that you're sitting in, we filled it up pretty fast. We got lucky with groups like Uber coming through, Curelate, which was a first round capital company, rock star entrepreneurs like Andy Maher rolling in that just to help build culture and community. And we wanted to grow. And I said, excellent, let's grow. Let's bookend the squares, one of our real estate directors said. I said, I love it. I love the Curtis Center. Let's bookend Rittenhouse Square with Washington Square. So we went into a 1 million square foot location at 7th and Walnut, and we signed the lease with great owners of the Keystone Property Group. I said, this is going to be exciting. We're going to fill this space up fast. And I sat with my team and said, I have a strategy, and I know the type of people we want to go after. And there was one group in particular that I knew that would be a magnet. They were a champion for Philadelphia. And I went to them and said, hey, we have this beautiful 10,000 square foot location. I want you guys to be our anchor tenant inside this location. They're like, really interesting, man. We're open to it. And I said, well, let me walk you through. And I walked them through. They fell in love with the views. It's a beautiful view. You see the city from the Belt View from Washington Square. If you haven't seen the city from that angle, I definitely recommend you check it out. And they were sold. They liked the views. They liked the story of the Curtis building. It was a no-brainer. Then the one question came, Anthony, when can you deliver this space for us? I got 25 full-time employees. When can you deliver? So I gave some thought because I figured that'd be a question. And I said, well, we will deliver this space by the end of the year. And this was like September. We will deliver this space by the end of the year. And I knew that because I was controlling union management. I was partners with the building. I had my crew. I knew the budget. I knew all I thought I knew about real estate space because 2 months before that, I launched the space in about a week. And I turned it and I filled it and it was rolling and it was moving fast. And so they were like, cool, we're in. We'll sign. Need you done by the end of the year, though. I need my team to get in there. It's really important to how they're building their culture and their trajectory as a company. I said, no problem. I'm going to execute on it. Go back to my team. I tell them, hey, we got to get this space up and running by the end of the year. What do you guys think? My team looked at me and said, hey, it's an undertaking, man. This is a different type of building. You know, different rules, ADA, union build, Philadelphia, busy time of the season. I said, okay, I hear you, but there's solutions to all those options. I had my blinders on. I figured my whole history was around execution and especially the things I can control. And so fast forward to about October 15th, getting an update from the crew of walking through the space. The space actually looked exactly the way it looked back in August and September. And so they start to look at me, Anthony, can you still bang this out by the end of the year? I still felt confident. I'm going to bang this out at the end of the year. I'm going to execute. I already had my model. I talked with people, talked with the contractors, had everything lined up. I was so blinded because I had a history of execution that I forgot about what's most important than anything else. And that's really delivering on what you're going to say you're going to deliver on. Setting expectations in a way where it's not just a failure that you come back from, like a David said, but a failure from executing can set up a whole ripple of a company that could hurt their culture and hurt what they were trying to build. And guess what? When you have that mindset of beginning to slip and fail, and from that one bad decision, I found and learned that multiple bad decisions come out of that now. Now it's a ripple effect. And one bad decision of promising a date moved into decisions I'd never made poorly before, like understanding that I have an 8-foot elevator and I ordered 6 12-foot desks to be delivered in an 8-foot freight elevator. So now I'm losing money, I'm using credibility. There's this great champion of a company that's waiting to get into space, and I failed on it. And so I learned, and I tried to step back, and there was a lot of things that I couldn't control, like the ADA, like the union build-out, like TI overages, and if you know real estate, that's pretty real in Philadelphia. And I had to step back, and now it's changed the way I think about execution. It's execution with a mindset of how you can really over-deliver. And so as I think about bad decisions, I think about how to really under-promise and over-deliver. So that's my bad story. The cool part, like David Bookspan, we do have a second chance to really get this company on board. We weren't able to get them into the space until May 12th of this year. So a bad 6-month promise down the drain that going forward, as I launch new locations at Benjamin's Desk, and we have another 100,000 square feet under contract that we're going to launch, this is going to be that bad decision of promising a date that I didn't deliver on will stay with me, and I'm looking forward to seeing how I change as a leader going forward. So that's my story. That's my apology for the company that knows what I'm talking about, and we're going to make it better.